elevation 5,300 feet, and if you dig straight down, you get the pits. And this has been an iconic venue in college basketball for a long time. Rich Waltz along with Mike O'Donnell. Utah State coming in, you said early, the best team you haven't seen this year. And I think they displayed why.
Yeah, no question. 11 assists in the first half, right? That's their bread and move ball, pass, move, attack, weak side cuts off that zone. They picked apart that 2-3 zone for New Mexico.
And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Neemias Keita, the freshman from Portugal, to the show.
What a subpar game for Keita. 8 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks. That's just the first half, Rich Waltz. He was awesome for Utah State.
He's only 18, and on a veteran team, he's like their little brother, and boy, is he playing well. Brock Miller, the redshirt freshman, also impressive.
I think Brock Miller can be the extra for Utah State moving forward. 9 points in the first half, hit 3 threes. That's his game. He has one game this year where he hit 6 3 balls. New Mexico State must find him in that court.
Now, for Lobos, one guy took some shots and hit him. Malawach, the Australian.
Feeding the Australian from down under. Malawach was awesome. 10 points. He was aggressive early, driving to get, and him hitting 2 threes. That's a huge breath of life for New Mexico.
This has to concern New Mexico, the points in the paint.
Oh, yeah, question. 22-4. And it hasn't been just post-up plays. It's been cutters from the weak side. Mexico not doing a good job finding cutters for Utah State. And really, the basis around that points in the paint, again, 11 assists for Utah State in the first half. They are passing every cutter in the paint.
These are 2 young, bright head coaches. We'll see what adjustments they make. In second half, first possession goes to New Mexico. Vance Jackson, an eye pin shook, little high-low to Bragg. Like to get him going in the paint.
You know what drives me crazy, though? Is we'd like to see Bragg do that at least 6 times a game, right? He has that ability to do that. You just want to see it more.
First possession for Utah State. Very good shooting team, and they showed it in the first half. Keita, number left with 2 fouls. About 4 or 5 minutes left in that half. Otherwise, he would have had a double-double, and that's a foul, and maybe Keita got bailed out in the lane. He either walked, many felt, or was in there for 3 seconds.
I think you're right, Rich. I think that was a walk. It looked like he picked up his pivot foot because New Mexico did a really nice job of walling up. That's a foul right there. That is an easy call for the ref. I like that. It's a good call.
Porter penetrates, kicks, Merrill 3. Oh, wow. Uh-oh. That's Utah State basketball.
Uh-oh. A catch-and-shoot 3 to start the second half for Sam Merrill. That could doom New Mexico.
The lead is 10. Jackson rises. Now, Vance Jackson was 1 of 5. Anthony Mathis 0 of 3 in that first. Those are 2 guys, especially from distance, that New Mexico depends on.
But I would tell you, Rich, if you would have told me that Mathis had 0 points at halftime and New Mexico was only down 9, I would say you're crazy.
Catch and shoot 3. This one's a little strong. And a rebound to the Lobos. Large crowd anxious to get into this ball game. Here at the pits. And a foul, Merrill driving. And that's a second personal on Merrill. When this place gets going, I mean, it really gets going.
Well, I am in awe. I mean, this is college basketball heaven. This is a cathedral of college basketball.
Bragg hits a bucket, and all of a sudden New Mexico has some rhythm, has some bounce, and the lead 6.
And it's been the big fella, Carlton Bragg. 2 big buckets to start the second half with a big fella.
Merrill wide open, and he missed it. Bragg the rebound.
How does Merrill go wide open? They need to fix Mexico.
Bragg missed the 18-foot. Porter and Utah State back down the floor. Porter, the walk-on's got a scholarship. He has to start at the point. He's played well, run the team. Keita. Double teams. Held ball. Arrow stays with Utah State.
Excellent. How about John Knight, the sophomore, only 6'2", but manning up against Keita, who's 6'11", borderline 7 foot. Watch the wall with his left hand. He doesn't foul, jumps straight up. Nicely done by Knight.
Keita, that's an offensive foul, and that's his third. If you're looking for turning points, maybe we have one here.
You just sense the energy in the building. New Mexico is being more aggressive to start their second half. They're just playing harder defensively.
Bragg. Merrill. Driving. Merrill can't finish. Malawatch the rebound. Merrill goes down and is back up. Here come the Lobos. A rare break. Jackson the catch. That's the three, and he missed it. Bragg. And a foul inside.
That is a really nice offensive transition for New Mexico. Pushing it, making Utah State sprint back, trying to communicate. So far, the energy in this building has completely changed. It's due to New Mexico's defense presence first.
New Mexico, a nice run to start this second half. Jackson looks like he's alive. They need to get Mathis going too. Malawatch cut off. This is Mathis looking for his first points.
9 on the shot clock for New Mexico. Got to make something happen.
McGee driving, rising, missed it. Merrill has the rebound. The Aggies 4-2 start in the Mountain West. Merrill muscles it in, and it counts.
Wow.
And a free throw to come.
You know, it's nothing pretty, but it's his body control, it's his touch around the rim that makes him really, really good. And he had about the quietest 8 points you'll ever see in the first half. This is one of the best players in the Mountain West, just making plays around the rim when things aren't going well for the Aggies.
Who does Merrill remind you of?
We can stay in the state of Utah. You know, Joe Ingles, like his game compared to Sam Merrill, smart, great shooter, makes plays. He's not the fastest player, but that never slows him down in the game. I see a lot of Joe Ingles in Sam Merrill's game. Doug McDermott too, I think.
Malawatch straight on, missed it. And a couple guys go down. Merrill pushes tempo. Not a lot of fast breaks. They do get trail threes. Kuiper off the block by Jackson. Mathis a three. No. Still waiting for that first three to go for Mathis. Anthony is 0 of 4 from distance.
That would have brought the pit to its feet. Mathis just cannot get it going.
Boy, as poorly as New Mexico has shot, they are still down just 8 and playing better defensively. Whoa, a rocket pass from Porter. Catch and finish by Taylor.
Are you kidding me? Abel Porter? That was like Jason Williams' white chocolate frozen rope from the opposite wing. Wow.
Mathis thought about the three. Jackson driving against Porter. He's fouled. Keita knocks it into the seats.
Well, I really like the way New Mexico's playing to start this second half. Need more from Carlton Bragg, though. The big fella, he's knocking down jumpers. He's getting to the rim, trying to claw back.
When you see coaches in tennis shoes, you know it's coaches versus cancer time, and it's been such a great fundraiser for a terrific charity fighting cancer, and it hits home for New Mexico. Chris Herman, the assistant coach for Paul Weir, has a son named Avery who has been battling leukemia. He is 4 years clean, and just a terrific story. Way to go, Avery. Keep up the great fight. And to show that solidarity, the Avery Strong shirts worn by the Lobos as they warmed up today, just keeping in mind their coach's son, Avery. There's a look at Chris Harriman.
Plenty of superhero movies out there. I'm a big fan. But what Avery went through, what he's going through, and how he was able to come through and battle that, That's a real superhero that I can get behind and support. Well done, Avery.
Craig Smith in his first year at Utah State. His Aggies at 14-5. They've won 3 straight and played a really nice first half. New Mexico tried to take a dent out of Utah State's leads. And the first free throw from Vance Jackson goes down.
If you're New Mexico, you're a New Mexico fan and you're watching this game, they've only hit 3 3-pointers. So this is a team that averages about 10 made threes per game. And they're still in this game without having shot the 3-point ball very well. If a couple start falling, watch out. You can claw back into this game pretty quickly.
3 of 16 from distance. So the lead's 8. And you can see the 3-point shooting and the points in the paint favor Utah State. Merrill around the screen, wide open. And that's an easy one for him. That's a layup for Sam Merrill, the junior out of Bountiful, Utah.
New Mexico was worried about the lob, and Merrill made him pay. It's the simple IQ plays that Merrill makes, which makes him one of the best players in the Mountain West.
Now we'll watch. Bragg calling for the ball against Keita, falling away, and he bangs it home.
Like the way Bragg is playing. Tough, physical, just has a nice rhythm on the offensive end.
Bragg now with 14 points. Lead back to 8. That's almost an offensive foul. No whistle. Merrill in traffic. Little bounce and a nifty one-hander by Justin Bean, the redshirt freshman, who's starting to earn some playing time off that bench.
Merrill is so smart. That was such a great play under duress.
There's your Mathis 3.
There you go. That's huge. And a shooter like that, one of the best 3-point shooters in all of college basketball. Guy like that only needs to see just one go down. You better watch out.
Into the corner, Brito. Lost the ball. Picked up. And it's Bean again. Kuiper, Mathis do not have numbers.
He wanted it. he wanted to pull from about 32 feet. I could see it in his eyes.
Now that one's gone down, you'd like to test it again. Keita got a hand on it. Jackson picks it up. Dumps it to Bragg. Missed the dunk. It was tipped by Brock Miller. Got about 12,000 here. Thought that was a foul.
I was one of them. I thought, yeah, should have been a foul call by the refs.
All right, 12,001.
anytime you swipe down like that, it's usually a foul.
Oh, that's
Come on.
Just toying with the screen. A little yo-yo, and then 24 feet and lights out. Mathis driving. Mathis gets to the rim and finishes.
You know what? If I'm Mathis, I'm doing that more. Did you see Keita back away? That's one of the best shot blockers in the country, but he's worried about it because he's in foul trouble.
He's got 3. And a reach by Jackson. That's his second.
You know, this is my first time at the pit. These are the smartest and most intense basketball fans I think I've been around. I love it. No mercy for the referees.
Well, this is a rebuilding year caused, I think, because of some injuries and just because of the process that Paul Weir has taking over. And Lobos fans may be intense. They like their Lobos, and they want them to win for sure. All right, 10 Eastern tonight. Toughest Sport on Dirt takes the stage in California. In Sacramento, the Sacramento Invitational. The Unleash the Beast series continues on CBS Sports Network. New Mexico trying to unleash something here. They need points. Down 8. Oh, Malawach!
What was that? Malawach with the dribble drive, left hand reverse. Get out of town.
Close as they've been in a long time. Brito. Keita. That's an offensive foul.
Momentum is a killer. And speaking of killers, Malawach has been destroying Utah State. Got New Mexico within 6. 2-3 zone for New Mexico in that game. Just absolutely annihilated Nevada. And it was really good. As you can see, the pit is lit, and New Mexico is so good at home. In fact, this place is so daunting that Utah State head coach Craig Smith, he said, you know what we did the night before the game tonight? We watched Gladiator. Because I wanted our guys to see Russell Crowe in the Coliseum preparing his gladiators to go into the Coliseum pit. And he goes, that's how we got ready for this game. It's a daunting atmosphere. It can be suffocating. You can't shy away from it. If you're a head coach, if you're a player for Utah State, you have to embrace it and own it.
They said the best piece of advice Russell Crowe had for the Aggies was stick together. If you stick together, you got a shot.
That's right. You remember that line from Russell Crowe when he was going to the Gladiators in the pit.
Malawach tried a little too-ish there, ran right over. And that's an offensive foul. It's the third personal on Malawach. They didn't afford to lose him. He's been their one of the best offensive weapons.
You know, it hasn't been on the scoring end. He's assists as well tonight, so he has been invaluable for New Mexico in the half court.
Malawach stays in with his threes. You saw him extend that right arm. Miller sits down. Porter. Almost fumbled there by Taylor. Merrill with the screen. Taylor around that screen. Kuiper has drawn the assignment of Merrill. Lost the ball. Shot clock running down. Still alive. Clock's at 3. Falling away. No. Bean comes streaming in. Kicks it loose. Keeps it alive. Fresh possession.
How much of an X factor has Bean been off the bench for Utah State? He seems like he's always around the basketball.
Biggest has been 14 for the Aggies. Porter wide open is and he missed it. Bean again. That's got to be a loft.
Yeah.
He secured the rebound and then fell down. And it is a turnover.
If you're Craig Smith, you're not upset about that play, though, because that's a hustle play by Bean. But that is a trap. I mean, that's an easy call for the referee. It was a good box out by Bean, just lost his footing.
Look, this is a very veteran team in a lot of places, mature guys that are 22, 23. And Bean, Craig Smith said, just kept playing better and better in practice. And finally, after one practice, he looked at his assistants and said, why aren't we playing this guy more? There's Bean with a rebound. He's been terrific in this 4-minute burst off the bench.
A lot of times the obvious things are hard to find.
Merrill finds Bean and he misses the layup.
He got stuck between whether he was going to dunk it or lay it in. Oh, my.
Lead is still 6. Jackson had a 3. He did not pull the trigger. Kuiper cut off. Mathis has hit a 3. Launches. Got it!
That is a shooter's shot. Deep, 4 feet behind the line, hand in your face. Forget about it.
On their feet for the first time today at the pits. Lead is 3. Merrill. No. Jackson the rebound. New Mexico with momentum. Mathis. And that's a carry.
Oh, man, I think you let that one go. I think you swallowed the whistle on that one, Rich. What do you think?
Well, let's take a look.
The second one called tonight.
They will call it if it helps you change direction. Yeah, you call it. Because he pushed it and then changed the direction.
Yeah, I've just been watching too much James Harden, I guess. That's my fault.
Yeah, that's right. Good point. He would have had 4 steps before he did that as well. Stripped away. Mathis has it back. Here come the Lobos. Anthony Mathis missed his first 4 threes. He's hit his last 2. And a foul on a reach. Porter fouling Bragg. That should be 1-1.
Bragg's been really good tonight. You know, he's made some great plays for New Mexico. I think the more that they go to him, it really sucks the defense in for for Utah State and allows Mathis a little bit more breathing room.
Nine minutes, 7 seconds left here. We talked about New Mexico just hanging around and double-digit hanging around. 10 points, 11 points, and having a miserable shooting first half. Shots are starting to drop, and the lead has melted down to 2.
The game always rewards effort, and in the second half, their defensive effort was completely different than the first half, and your offense is always rewarded by a great defensive effort.
Down to 1. There's the run. Merrill around the screen against Bragg. Got it up and in.
Come on, Rich.
Sam Merrill.
Come on, man. No way.
He's got 20. And he was well guarded. Bragg in traffic. Suddenly, Carlton Bragg, the Kansas transfer, has come to life.
He is exactly what New Mexico needs right now. Playing hard, making plays around the rim, especially with Keita out for Utah State.
He's got a career-high 18. And a whistle away from the ball hold. Kuiper, who has the difficult task of trying to keep a clamp on Sam Merrill, literally clamped him.
Now, if I'm the point guard for New Mexico right now, I know Mathis just hit a three-point bomb, and you always want to look for your great shooter. But for me, the guy is Bragg. I would want to run a set to where I can get him isolated in the post, keep feeding the big fella when the big fella's working.
The hard part is, more often than not, Mathis is the point guard.
Sure, no, I totally get that. That's why I said if I was the point guard.
That's right. And you were at UCF. They could use you. Merrill falling away. Just when Utah State absolutely needs a bucket, Sam Merrill delivers.
Wait a second. He's got a 13-foot fadeaway jumper in his bag.
Mathis!
Speaking of bags, open up your three-point bag, Mathis. Let that thing fly.
It's tied. Miller. Cold-blooded. Brock Miller, the freshman, off a screen.
How fun is this? Are you kidding me?
McGee. Nope. Jackson working hard. Jackson with a putback.
Jackson quietly has had a really nice second half. Always around the ball. A lot of energy for New Mexico. Boy, this is so fun. Both coaches borderline on their knees right now.
Miller open in the lane. Floater, yes! Brock Miller, the redshirt freshman out of Sandy, Utah. And the lead for the Aggies is back to 3. (59-56), just under 7 minutes left in the pit in Albuquerque. Golden Corral, hungry for a bid. You've got Nevada. You see the net rating at 18. That replaces RPI. That's the metric that the selection committee will really lean on come selection Sunday. Utah State at 38. And Fresno State at 65. And heavily weighted in that formula, road wins. And this would be a really nice one for Utah State. Officials are looking at that 3 to see if it was indeed a 3 or if the foot was on the line from Brock Miller.
I mean, that is just incredibly close to call. I mean, he is truly towing up the line, but it has to be obvious to overturn that call. To me, it's not obvious.
You can't tell from there.
There's a little room there, Rich. I think that's the call's going to stand.
The right foot is screened there. Original call holds weight. Obviously, as you pointed out, it has to be conclusive. You have to be 100% that the foot was on the line. And the officials are looking at it. And the way this game is going, that could be a big call in about 7. Ooh, can we back that up?
I think he's fine. I think that's a 3 ball. I really do. There's a little space there, Rich.
There is a little space.
Yeah. It's a great job by our producers getting that angle. That's the perfect angle to see that.
Brock Miller, to me, is a really interesting player. Here's a redshirt freshman. He did do an LDS mission to Argentina. He has an autoimmune disease, alopecia, so he's lost all the hair on his body. But he fits in with the coaching staff. That's what the coaches tell us.
Right. You got look for the dark eyebrows. That's who Coach Craig Smith is, right? We had to talk to our camera people. We got a couple bald heads, clean domes for Utah State.
And the thing about Miller, they know he's a pure shooter, and he's gone through a somewhat of a cold start. But they told him just keep shooting, just keep shooting, and it's really paid off because he's starting to heat up. He hit 6 threes against Colorado State. He's got 14 points and 4 threes in this game. Let's see if Mathis can stay hot. Jackson.
How good has Jackson been? 11 points for the UConn transfer. Man, he's been tough tonight.
59 apiece. Merrill's got 22. Everyone's had a chance to try to stop him, and no one has. Brito kicks. Porter feeds. Keita in the blocks. Bragg's leaning. And Miller draws contact. That's a foul. He'll get free throws.
Well, Vance Jackson, UConn transfer, they are really happy that New Mexico got him because he is making play after play after play. How about a little James Harden step back between the legs? Big time.
Somebody turned the power on in the pit. It's 59 apiece right now. Sam Merrill for Utah State.
Speaking of power, Merrill's been insane, and it's not just his scoring. He's got great vision. Oh, I'll cross you over, too. He has his whole bag working tonight, using body control around the rim, making tough play. Patience, wait, hesitate, and a fadeaway 10-footer, Rich. Get out of town. Merrill is big time.
6'5", 210. You see where he ranks in the Mountain West. Best free throw shooter. Second best assist to turnover ratio. He's not a point guard. Points per game, he's second. Field goal percentage, check. And today, 22 points. And I mentioned it in the last possession. There's probably 5 different guys that have tried to guard him man-to-man, and not one has been. Dane Kuiper has probably been the closest to being successful.
No question. You're exactly right. And why he's so hard to guard is because he's not one-dimensional. You saw it in that highlight package. He's going to knock the 3 down. He can take you off the dribble, and he can get to the rim. The best players always make the defense think.
More college basketball coming up. Wichita State and UConn. That's right around the bend. And then later on tonight, Mountain West, UNLV at Viejas, San Diego State. That's at 8 Eastern. Our 24-hour home with CBS Sports. We are in the Mountain West in this one. Utah State, the biggest surprise in the conference this year, picked 9th. They have themselves at 4-2 right now. Bragg misses a swooping hook. And Utah State has the rebound and a 2-point lead. No one's guarding Porter. He drives, can't finish with a left hand. Malawatch the rebound. Mathis in transition, rises. Oh! He's hit big threes here in the second half. First lead for New Mexico since they were up 2-0.
Hey, Rich, I can't see too well. Is that Steph Curry out there in a New Mexico jersey? Whoa!
He's got that kind of distance. Corner. That's Porter. Offensive foul. Mathis draws it.
That's a senior move. That is a senior play by Anthony Mathis. 0 points in the first half. 0. And he has been red hot in the second half. It was fool's gold, him having 0 points. 14 points in the second half for Anthony Mathis, one of the best three-point shooters in the country.
And remember, he was 0 of 3 from distance in that first half. He's 4 of 4 from 3 in the second half. Jackson driving. Shot blocked Merrill. Good defense by Merrill. New Mexico has a 1-point lead. We're under 5 minutes left.
You know what I love about Anthony Mathis's career? His first 2 seasons, he only scored 86 total points. Only 86 in his freshman and sophomore year. Most players would just turn it in and say, well, I'm just not going to do it. He has been on a tear since his junior year.
This season alone, he has 6 20-point games. Last year against Utah State, he had 25 here and 25 in Logan. So they haven't figured out how to guard him either.
Not many people have figured out how to guard Anthony Mathis.
Piper feeds the post. Bragg double comes, kicks it. Malawach at 3. Too strong. Ball's tipped loose, bounced around. Jackson lost it. Porter has it.
Really good offensive possession for New Mexico. Even though they missed that 3, that was excellent ball movement.
Merrill, now Kuiper's back in against him. Good hedge there by Bragg. Abel, Porter, got it! It's a 3. The sophomore.
Abel Porter just doing the simple things right all the time.
Mathis answers. .64 apiece. Merrill ran into Keita, keeps the possession, and a timeout by the Utah State bench. From distance and from in tight, Anthony Mathis.
Making Utah State pay. You need to stay tuned in because this game is knotted up at 64.
Big second half comeback by New Mexico. 64 apiece at the pit. We had our AT&T fast analysis in the first half. Michael, take us back and revisit.
Well, Keita was outstanding in the first half. You know, between his block shots that he altered, and to go along with his 8 points, you always have to worry that he's going to be around the rim. Now, there was a chunk of time where he wasn't in the game because he was in foul trouble. In the second half, scoreless for Keita. 8 points in the first half, scoreless in the second half. On the flip side for New Mexico, Mathis, a goose egg, 0 in the first half, 16 big ones in the second half.
Vance Jackson was quiet in the first half. He has 11. You see Keita needs a couple points for another double-double. Just a freshman out of Portugal. It is Utah State's ball. The shot clock has 9 seconds on it. 3.5 minutes left. Going for the steal was Malawach. Got to get the shot up. Merrill knows that. Round the screen. In trouble. Double team. Forces the shot. Missed it. And the rebound to Malawach. Great sequence for the Lobos.
Yeah, how great of a defensive possession was that for New Mexico. Corralling Merrill. Didn't give him any breathing room.
Mathis has hit all 4 of his threes here in the second half. Avoided the walk by putting the hand down into the post. And Keita says, you want blocks? I got your AT&T fast analysis.
You know, I just destroyed Keita, right? I said he didn't even score in the second half, but his stat line's incredible. He's in double digits in rebounds. He's got 8 points, multiple blocks. I mean, he's had a really good game. You forget he's so good as a freshman. You forget that sometimes.
Shot clock is at 10. Piper feeds Jackson. He's had a good second half, and he rises and hits. And New Mexico inches back on top.
Did you see that triple head fake by Jackson? That was nice. That's when you know you're feeling yourself right there. That's a good-looking jumper.
Porter against Mathis. Penetrates. Whips it to Merrill. Missed the 3. Bragg has the rebound. New Mexico with the ball and the lead at the pit. 2.5 minutes left in this ball game.
Ball screen here. Horn set for New Mexico. Trying to get Mathis a shot.
Jackson looking. Bragg calling for the ball. Jackson, another difficult shot. Missed that one. Keita has the rebound. And now Utah State can tie or take the lead. Dane Kuiper's doing a terrific job trying to lock down Merrill right now. They're right there at the free throw line. Ooh, Mathis got hit right in the mouth and is down. Merrill driving. Good pump fake. Shots up, no good. Mathis holding his mouth. And a foul on Utah State sends Bragg out of bounds. But Mathis is on a knee mid-court, now staggering.
Yeah, there is.
You can see the blood on the floor. And he is staggered right now.
He took an absolute shot.
Now,
my goodness.
The officials can look at the tape and see where the contact came from. If it's an elbow, it can be a flagrant. It could be a 1 or it could be a 2. Let's take a look. There's Mathis, 32 White. Oh no, it's the head.
Yeah, that's
not
an inadvertent play.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, when you take a head to the nose, ooh.
It was Merrill's head, and it was Bragg that hit Merrill, who then knocked into Mathis.
The domino effect, it really was. I mean, that's I know the New Mexico fan, the pit wants a flagrant foul, but there was nothing intentional nor flagrant on that play. I hope Mathis is okay, boy. That hurts. Oh my gosh. Took a shot. Hopefully he's okay. If they can stop the bleeding, I'm sure he'll get in here pretty quick.
Well, right now the officials are watching the same replays that you and I watched, and from what we saw, it was Carlton Bragg trying to get loose, bumping into Brock Miller of Utah State. That sent Miller's head into the mouth of Mathis. And so I don't know that any of this would.
No, I'm not exactly sure why they're taking this long.
Okay, we'll take another look from another angle. Watch the far left on your screen. Bragg is 35, bounces into Merrill, who then the back of his head hits Mathis in the mouth. I don't know that you can call a flagrant foul on the back of someone's head.
No, you can't. I mean, it's Miller's head that hits Mathis, but it was a domino effect by Bragg initiating the contact. But that's not even remotely close to a flagrant foul in any capacity.
It's a clean screen as well by Miller. And you're right. If they can control the bleeding, they obviously need to get Mathis. Look, the long review isn't bad for New Mexico because it allows medical attention to Mathis in the attempt to stop the bleeding and somehow get him back on the floor.
You're exactly right. This is perfect for New Mexico, and you can see the training staff working really hard trying to see if they can stop the bleeding right now. And it's definitely his mouth too as well. I mean, he got hit.
Yeah, from the looks of that towel, that stopping the bleeding is not easy.
No, I'm surprised he didn't lose a tooth.
If you're just joining us, New Mexico was down by 14 to Utah State. All right, one more angle from our backboard cam. Lower right, watch 35. He runs into Miller, and the back of Miller's head runs right into Mathis.
It's just a total domino effect, Rich. There's nothing flagrant about it, and Mathis looks like he's okay. He's up on the, he's standing up. She just tried to run in and check into the game right now.
Well, the officials are still at the table. We've seen 4 angles, and my mind hasn't changed on any of them.
It's not even close, in my opinion. This is one of the frustrating things with replay, specifically with college basketball, is I've just felt this year that there's just such an emphasis on speeding up the game that I don't know what else they could actually be looking at. I mean, I'm not, Rich, you're a lot smarter than I am. I'm not a very smart guy.
It could be time. It could be who had the foul on the baseline. So there's other factors in this play, because remember, that didn't stop the play. There was a foul on the baseline. And maybe they are looking at and we'll hopefully get one of the officials over here to explain to us.
Boy, those two of that's a great shot right there, though, because those two are some of the best young coaches in the country.
Here comes the official.
Before the shot clock.
All right. And so 1-1 is shot by New Mexico. All right, thank you.
They were checking on a shot clock violation as well.
Yes. So the foul was before the shot clock, and incidental contact on the foul in the mouth, which is what we suspected. And you know what? You don't fault the officials for going to the monitor as much, because the pressure's on them, and the edict for them is go to the monitor and get it right.
No, but as a certified fifth-grade referee, Rich, I'm just really hard on referees, that's all.
Timeout on the floor, 66-64, New Mexico. Keys to the game revisited.
Yeah, well, Utah State's winning the turnover margin, but they're not doing a great job defensively. 9 offensive rebounds for New Mexico. That is huge in this game.
First free throw is off. Front end of a 1-and-1 missed. And here comes Utah State with a chance to tie or take the lead. Kuiper shadowing Merrill. That's a tough assignment. Backdoor cut. Gorgeous pass from Porter. And a foul will send Taylor to the line.
Are you kidding me with this dime from Porter? He's been doing this all night. Watch this thread the needle pass. Good grief. That is big time.
I told you, Porter is a walk-on, though he has a pretty good connection on the team. He and Sam Merrill were teammates in 5th grade, and they have been so ever since.
Yeah. The young man is getting married in the spring. You know, when I was a sophomore, I was just trying to figure out what Bluetooth technology was. Can't worry about getting married.
That's a good one. Free throw is up and good. A 3-point lead. Taylor hits one of the 2 free throws. Mathis back in with the sore mouth. Minute 20 left. Mathis and Jackson have been the go-tos here in the second half. This is Jackson. He has deep range.
They're trying to go to Bragg on the inside, but Cade has done a really nice job walling him off. They're really trying to get him in a one-on-one scenario.
It's Merrill guarding Mathis. Dumps it off to Bragg. Around the horn. Missed the hook. Rebound to Porter. Utah State, minute left. 1-point lead. Keita stripped. Still has it. Stumbles. No whistle.
Well, the crowd wanted to travel, but I think Keita got it off before he picked up the pivot foot.
Merrill misses. Keita crashing the boards. Everybody in a pile. It's Twister here in Albuquerque. And it goes to New Mexico.
Love the effort by both teams. This is conference play to a T. Everybody diving on the floor for loose balls. I love it. How good of a job has Kuiper done on Merrill here in the second half? He has been nothing short but stellar trying to guard Merrill in these last 8 minutes in the second half. Has been really, really good.
39 seconds left. Huge possession. New Mexico with the ball and the lead. That is over and back. Goodness.
As soon as Mathis threw it, I almost gasped because I saw
He's not over it.
That's the wrong call. He's not over it. It looked like it from here. And he was over the line, but he wasn't over it.
Wow, that's a huge break. A huge break for Utah State's 1-point lead for New Mexico. Aggies with the ball. Shot clock has a 1-second differential. Merrill, second leading scorer in the conference. Kuiper, the best defender the Lobos have.
Here comes the ball screen.
Merrill uses the screen, double team, fires it. Porter launches, got it! 1.6 seconds left. Utah State by 2. The walk-on, Abel Porter, sticks a 3. Back after this. All day long, Utah State has leaned on Sam Merrill. But Abel Porter, his 5th grade teammate, a walk-on who just got a scholarship, hits a huge 3. And with 1.6 seconds left, Utah State has a 2-point lead.
But Rich, that's an extra possession that they should not have gotten because the refs got that backcourt violation call wrong. It should have been a clean play by New Mexico. But Utah State works the shot clock. They didn't need a timeout. Merrill was double teamed, kicks it to his teammate. Man, that is a cold-blooded dagger.
For those of you tuning in for Wichita State and UConn, you'll be able to find that online at cbssports.com/CBSSN. As soon as it tips off, we'll get you out there immediately after the conclusion of this one. All right, what can you do in 1.8 seconds?
Well, you got to think in terms of for 1.8 seconds for New Mexico. Think of it this way: if you're unsure, what can you do? Each dribble. So we got another timeout here, and we're gonna talk about it when we come back. Don't worry, don't go anywhere. We got a good one.
(68-66) before the Porter 3 that gave Utah State this lead. This was the turnover and the call that gave them the possession. Mathis in backcourt. It was called an over and back, but you saw Mathis never got into front court. And in the ensuing possession, this was the 3.
Just a dagger by Porter, the sophomore. Now here, you can't catch it anywhere around the three-point line closest to you. You need the ball, and to me, I want to go around. It's either Mathis or Jackson, because you only got about one dribble. You got to get it up.
Mathis launches. Oh, off the side of the rim. Utah State gets a road win. And the fans here at the pit in an angry mood. But Craig Smith and the Aggies survive. This one almost got there.
I'm exhausted. I am absolutely exhausted. It was an awesome game. New Mexico claws back. You really only had about one dribble before you shot it. And you know what? That's about a pretty good look from half court from Mathis. That's the guy you want taking that shot. One of the best deep-range shooters in all of college basketball. Came up short.
Aggies now at 5-2, 15-5. Another road win, and they keep rising in those rankings. So for Utah State, enormous. New Mexico was down 14, battled back, and falls here at home. A thriller from the pits. Utah State by a couple. College basketball continues. After the break, we've got Wichita State and UConn. Goodbye from the pit.